first met Disky, believe it or not, else on the set of a movie. We were shooting a Doctor Who movie, and she was actually the girlfriend of the lead I had cast in this movie to play Doctor Who. And so she just came along, uh, and I will admit that my first experience meeting her was, "Hi, hello, stand over here where I cover you in liquid latex." So yeah, that was kind of fun. Actually, it was kind of fun. Uh, Anyhow, we got around. I was like 19. What was that? 86, I think. And the next year, we shot a sequel to that movie called Those Darn Daleks. You can Google it and watch it if you'd like to see Disky. She didn't have to wear the alien costume in the second movie, so a little more acting. But basically, we had an awful lot in common. In the second movie, she had basically dumped the lead, who wanted to direct more than anything else, so he only played the part for a little bit, but that's really not important. What we had together was basically a life of television. Both of us were addicts. We taped things, we watched them over and over again, and we were both big fans of Doctor Who, and Star Trek and a variety of other things. Um, Later on, Disky's house burned down, and so she moved in with me. And in 1987, I at a TimeCon, it was a science fiction convention. We were at a panel with about 200 people standing around, and I forget what the panel was about. It wasn't about us getting married or anything like that, but there was like 5 people on the panel, so we, I popped the question in front of like 200 people, and typical Disky sort of behavior, she then put it up to the audience for a vote. Do you really want me to marry this guy? What do you think? Thanks, hon. It took several years before we got married. We basically stopped making movies as we were out of college, and it was harder to find actors and actresses to be in it. Um, and we were going to shoot a series, believe it or else, about a virtual world, where Disky was going to be a character who was assigned to follow the first person who was going to live like full time, basically, in this virtual world. It's sort of an experiment. Um, anyway, it was sort of like a pay service by the hour, I guess, sort of thing, and no one had like tried to live in there full time, so that was a big experiment. We never got around to filming that, but we sure did get into there when it came out. And that was just as good. It's like, well, who needs to make a series about something? We can all hang out here and do this. So we were in there, and pretty soon we started making movies again. We made lots and lots of movies, and um, then, of course, they're closed, and filming that last week was really hard. We shot 2 movies, a feature and then part of another feature, and Disky was an absolute saint. And I should probably say that literally. The couple times I had to the hospital in 2009 and early 2010, um, she was just like a little angel taking care of me. And we were both very sad that final week when there was closed. And after they're closed, we had to finish Tiki Trek 2, and that was really, really hard to do without their being around. But basically, that was our sort of our last feature together. We were real excited when There came back, and we were just getting ready to do a new series, the Gorgon Chronicles. We've got a bunch of sets made and a few costumes designed, and Disky was all set to play the robot, this rather mysterious sort of robot who's part of the crew and who nobody can really understand um, why a robot would be part of the crew. Um, the last thing that we watched together, and we watched a lot of television together, was an episode of Doctor Who, about 2 nights before she had her collapse. And we were watching, it was the first one of the new season, Asylum of the Daleks. Um, and we were rewatching it again because we wanted to see how the new companion was going to fit in, and she was in that episode and gets killed off, and was in the Christmas special, which we watched, and she did get to see that, and also gets killed off in that one, and is going to come back in this next episode, next month, and now Disky's never going to get to see that. Uh, we were just really excited to see the continuation of that show. She really liked it a lot. Um, but that wasn't to be. Uh, Disky was also working on several rooms in the house. She hadn't actually painted any murals in our house yet. She has in several other relatives, um, but we were planning on selling the house, so she was fixing it up and making it look nice. And she went, well, there's still 5 rooms unfinished. And the fixing it up thing was the knowledge really that she had. She just says, oh, you paint this and you do this. And so I'm a little confused by all of that. I should point out that Disky starred in over 28 Miracle Picture shorts and features, even more if you count the really short things like, Noob Hunter's Guide to There. I don't know, she did 4 or 5 of those. Those little short things are about a minute. Who counts those? But I don't know, maybe 35 movies. Here are some ones. I know it's going to be kind of annoying, but here's a list of them, just so you know which ones she was most proud of. Um, Her first role, she's not in Killboat. She was out helping her relatives in Texas at the time move into their new house. So her first feature film that you can see her in is The Noob Hunter, where she plays the Noob Hunter's wife. Um, you can also see her in Mr. Tiki's Neighborhood, where she plays both Kitty Mew and Mrs. McFeely, the avatar with a very strange name. Next, she did Brock Lee, Man of Tomorrow, Chapter 8, where she played Sally, the female lead, and the only one in the whole group which wasn't a complete idiot, of which there were a lot of idiots in that movie. And by idiot, I mean like idiot with a capital C, you know. She played Holly Marshall in Land of Their Lost, The Quest. If any of you guys did that quest and watching the little video clues as it went along, that was fun. She played several roles, including the female lead, and I can't remember if she had a name or not, in Their Wild Wild West, which we shot during the Wild Wild West Festival in 2004. She played Errol in Attack of 50-Foot Errol. Um, she plays the yeoman, sort of a yeoman Rand character in Tiki Trek, and she plays herself playing the yeoman in Memories of Tiki Trek, which if you've never actually watched it, is probably one of the, it needs to be edited more, but it's one of the funniest things I think I've ever made, and she's great in it. The Beta 3 was mostly written by Disky, and she played Emote Girl, the avatar with the ability to emote. She could emote at will. I guess that was made her special. It was also 2005. There's another title that she worked on for a couple months. It's still under NDA, and the role that she played is also still under NDA, but that was in 2005. I can't tell you about it. Romper Ball and You, she just played whoever, various team members. One of her bigger roles was in Mission Slightly Difficult, where she played herself, Disky. That was a fun role for her. Well, there's a lot of them. Uh, the Miracle Picture 2007-2008 preview, which some of you have seen but others have not, where she played Sally and then later Baja's best friend, and I love Baja. She was in the Machinima in there, of course, playing herself, the behind-the-scenes movie that we did about making movies in there. She wrote and sort of directed There Goes Our Lives, her take on soap operas. She played herself in The Wild Griefer. She was an Ultra Avi in The Giant Robo as Lieutenant Fiji. Fuji, sorry. Fiji. Yeah, that's an island. Never mind. Well, Fuji's a mountain. Oh, well. And in Tanafta, she played various roles, including the noob who keeps asking for a boat. Can I have your boat? She played Dorothy, and her biggest part was Dorothy in Wizard of Lag. And I think she's the only person in Wizard of Lag to play the part for the entire movie. I don't honestly think anybody else played Dorothy, except me. Well, one shot, anyway, where I play her stunt double. You haven't seen her in Ultra Avi versus the Mannequins from Space because we never finished that one, so someday maybe we'll finish that if she was in that. Flame Warrior Enters the Forums, where she plays the main character's sister. The Urban Jungle Cruise, where she played herself. Briefly in Maka Go-Go, where she plays the female police officer. Um, Dark Advice, which we filmed in City of Heroes. She plays the bride. Kind of sad there. And From There to Eternity in 2010, where she plays herself again, Disky. And of course, her last big role was Tiki Trek 2, where she plays the female lead. And which I don't think actually has a name, and Leela from Doctor Who, which we did manage to shoot a little bit of a Doctor Who thing in here before they're closed the first time. And her final role would have been the very short Miracle Pictures ninth birthday preview, where both Banshee Kate and her appear on screen, badgering the heck out of me. And out of all these titles, I actually asked her when she was dying, uh, hon, which one of these things meant the most to you? Which one do you think was the best role that you ever had? And she says it's Sally from Broccoli Man of Tomorrow. And she was really looking forward to filming Chapter 9, Spitwads of Doom. We were kind of holding off on that till after the series that we were going to be making next. Um, to all you guys out there, I wish things had been different. Um, I wish a lot of things. Um, I guess I wish my life was a non-stop Hollywood movie show. A fantasy world of celluloid villains and heroes, because celluloid heroes never feel any pain, and celluloid heroes never really die. Now, before you guys all start tearing up or doing whatever, um, you can check out this video of Disky falling off a ball, if I can paste it.